Alright, I'm going to look over at my channel and see if this damn thing is taking right now. Hell. Just a moment, people. I'm getting set up. Well, good. Let's change that, shall we? Bunk. Bunk. Well, I think I'll tweet this out. And just to make it absolutely sure, So, guys, just so you know, we're going to be reading off the messages between Josh Scorcher and Lily Orchid, aka Lily Peet, aka Jerry Peet. The reason why you're getting the thumbnail that you are right now is that I don't wish to dispute any claims made by Lord Tumblr later on, even though they're the same person who leaked all of this information. If there's any problems with my audio right now, by all means do let me know. There should be two links to two Google Docs down below in the description of the basic info. If you're having trouble with any of those, please let me know. Just a second here. Let me get to the information. This will be... Let's see, here we are. The first remark here is from Pete's Tumblr. You know what, I can screen share this one. There's no reason not to. Scene. This is before all the big, everything that's potentially flaggable. Anonymous asks, word around the net is that Josh is going on a month's hiatus. Conveniently timed, if you ask me. Also, that seems to be this mentality with a small part of the fandom, where this feud that you two have showed they should have be laid to rest. Do you think it will ever come to that? Were you two I'm just going to read it off. Were you two to shake hands, walk away, and leave the other be? Pete, I am literally attempting to do this right now. Me and Josh are currently emailing back and forth regarding my offer to discuss this. My recent email had me just give up pretense and make my offer through email. That's what we're going to be talking about here today. Let me switch back to... There we go. Again, since somebody decided to dump all this on Tumblr. Hi, Vita. Would you like in the stream? Who would like to have Vita in the stream? You know what? Let's just chuck him in the call, since, he clearly wants to be here. Let's give this a whirl. I think we could all use some more Vita in our life. Vita, would you like to come in the stream? Would you? Yeah, we're in the stream. Would you like to come in?
Yeah, sure. Why the fuck not?
Woo! Solid. I figured an ambush would be the best way to go. I did get all these off, full credit. I don't think it was Mr. Musica, but it was from the farms where I pinched these off of because it's a pain in the ass to get the cropped screenshots from Tumblr. Yeah. Do you need a copy because the Google Docs are in the description down below, or?
Oh, I've already read through them all.
Okay, yeah, I just figured I'd read these off too. Let's see. Dear Lily Orchid, I apologize for sending you the cease and desist order through your wife. At the time, I didn't know of your business email. Does Pete even have a business email?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't need to know. And struggled to find any indication of where it might be. Most channels have it in the About section. Yeah, that's true. Sending it to... Am I allowed to even say off Pete's wife, significant other's name?
I would assume so. I don't see any reason not to.
I'm just going to say Orchid. Was the only way I could be confident, since I've been accused of doxing by saying it even though it used to be on DA, there would receive the cease and desist due to the rather difficult method of sending you a Tumblr message, left me unsure that the message would be received. I am willing to converse, there we go, sorry, with you about my attempt to pursue an injunction on 3 conditions. 1, I would like to bring 2 people, either Rachel, I didn't know Sega Sister's name, or Brittany. Well, this is already going to be an insta-no, I could tell right now. And Austin. I didn't know these names. Wow, I probably should have proofread that. In the call with me, I will allow you to choose between the first 2 to join me. It's either one of them or you don't get to talk to me. If you find this demand unreasonable, I am only giving you the same courtesy that was extended to me during the first call with Patrick Hart. Feel free to pipe in on that. You're probably a bit more versed on that, Vita.
The Patrick card thing?
Yeah, is there anything relevant that you felt like bringing up to that right now, or what?
No, Pete was there in the background just kind of staying quiet.
Okay, yeah, well,
heard.
if something relevant comes up, feel free to butt in. If I could be forced to endure being in a call with my abuser, then you can as well. You may have one person with you to bring into the call if you desire. I would have liked that to have been you. My opinion, that would have been fun.
I do find it kind of weird, though, that he wants to bring along 2 people, but Pete only gets to bring 1.
Yeah, one for one would be fine. Creepy can talk plenty too, so quite frankly, he'd be able to carry the whole conversation.
Oh, he'll never shut up.
I love you, Creepy. Anyways, the conversation will be recorded, and you must consent to it being recorded. Well, obviously, the recording will not be put up on the internet for all us to see unless you try to manipulate the truth again. It will probably be used as evidence in the case if there is no settlement to be made here. Again, I'm not a legal expert, but they usually have varying degrees where they call for moderation in court cases. There's probably still going to be one if they do go to court at some point in time. 3, you do not showcase this private document to the public. It's no longer private, everybody. Well, not my fault. This was already put on Tumblr. If parts of it are shown or quoted, there will be no discussion, and I will pursue the injunction. The difference between the terms of this conversation and the previous one is that I'm extending you a courtesy. I don't know what the numerical number here is.
2?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's there, but I didn't know what the reference was to. I thought it was like a citation back to something. But anyways, moving along. That you have not given me. These are the terms that I will not budge on them. It is either this or we will not talk. There will be no renegotiation. No negotiations in these conditions. You will respond to this letter with a time frame of cease and desist. Regards, Joshua Burner. I actually didn't know the name was Burner. I kept thinking that was him being cheeky.
What did you think of the first letter?
The cease and desist or that?
That one right there.
It'll do.
It does feel a lot more formal than his C&D itself.
I've been told that the C&D itself didn't actually need a professional whatchamacallit framework from various people. I don't know that beyond an absolute shadow of a doubt. Have you looked into that at all?
I did talk to Lawyer Bro about it. I don't think you need one, but he was a little pissed that he kept saying he had a lawyer, but didn't actually give a reference to that lawyer.
Yeah, I don't entirely disagree with that. I pretty much agree. But moving right along. I don't want to get chewed out either, so let's see. That's weird. I must have got the order wrong. Let's just make absolutely sure. Oh, here we are, 2. This will be Lily Pete's response regards to your terms. 1. You can bring Austin. I have no idea who this is. Yes, you do at this point. And Rachel. But if Rachel peeks her microphone or talks over anybody even once, she will be muted for the entirety of the discussion. I will take Pete's side on this. I had to block and fucking throw Sega Sister the fuck out of call. She's very trying on the patience. A similar rule that applied to your brother when he continued to talk over Patch. Vita, would you like to comment? I'm assuming that
I didn't actually know about the brother thing. I gotta look into that.
Oh, I thought... Did you watch the call? I didn't catch it, actually.
Somebody sent me, like, a couple clips, but that's about the extent of it.
Yeah, they were rather long, and I was like, no one's telling me there's anything super juicy. I assume they're both up on Pete's channel. if you guys want
They
to...
are still up because this never actually went through what they were negotiating here.
Yeah. I have no idea how Austin conducts himself, but similar rules will apply. Austin would probably piss off Pete, even at his absolute best behavior. That's not a knock on Austin. Pete's just, Discord has lag issues. You can comment better on that. People tend to talk I hate that part. Yeah, people tend to talk at the same time and overlap each other. I can reasonably expect people to stop themselves when that happens. The conversation is between you and me. These two will not be required to speak for the majority of it. Well, then you two should just be the ones to have the talk. You've made the case yourself. Two, I will already be intending to record the conversation contrary to popular belief. My consent is not required. That's true because of Josh's recording from Texas, correct? Single consent loss?
Single consent all throughout Texas.
Yes, sir. To the best of our knowledge, and we are not legal experts, only one party is required to consent or be aware of a recording that can be that can be the party to the recording. Recording conversations that you are part of is completely legal regardless of the consent of the other parties involved. 3. This document will be shared with Lizzie and Zane. Okay. There is no discussion about this injunction. As I've made it clear through multiple channels, a lawsuit has a high chance of failing you, and restraining orders will not be the thing you want to do. Stop criticizing you. I'm not fluent enough on that. What did lawyer guy say about that, Vita, if anything?
Lawyer guy, he can... Yeah, Pete's still allowed to talk about him after that, but as for, like, say, sending people over to flag his videos or whatever, can't do that.
Yeah. This is me offering you the only chance that you will ever get. The thing you actually want out of this in a way will not completely backfire. If you'd like to discuss your attempt at a frivolous lawsuit, you're more than welcome. And I'll admit, when I did see the C&D, I started getting flashbacks, if you're familiar with Maddox at all.
Oh no, the Maddox thing. That's
Yeah.
the one Digi got compared to.
That is the worst case scenario in Josh Scorcher's case. Again, I like dealing in worst case scenarios. What's the worst thing that can absolutely positive fucking happen? Prepare for it, But this conversation is explicitly about the thing that you want that none of these things will achieve. That been said, these are my terms, and you will be happy to know they do not conflict with your own. Well, if that's the case, I don't know why they didn't settle on this. 1, you will not agree to not change the subject. We are here to discuss the fact that you want me to stop talking about you. And if you want me to do this with any chance of success, then you are not going to get it for free. Any attempt to change the subject onto literally anything else related to this will result in the conversation ending, and you will get nothing. It is true, Josh does like to talk. I've never had a brief discussion with the man.
I've heard he's a bit of a pushover, and like if you start talking, you'll just run him right the fuck over.
Who?
Josh.
Oh. Were you saying Josh was the pushover or what?
Josh, yeah.
Oh, I guess I was too nice for my own good. Anyways, there is to be a minimum level of basic human decency. Well, that shouldn't be a hard problem with Josh. I'm not asking for respect, merely a bare minimum of decency. Again, I'm surprised. I mean, to me, this would make sense to you, possibly.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to go all formal and legal and all that shit, that's a very obvious thing to have in there.
Yeah, no, if you wanted to put that in there for lols. Which means that I will refrain from calling you any disagreeable puns on your name or questioning your status as a soldier or a Christian. You and the two people you are bringing into the conversation will refrain from misgendering or dead-naming me. Okay. Well, that would have ruled me out. An ability to do this will result in the conversation ending, and you will get nothing. I am not concerned about the personal insults, so long as the bare minimal expectations is met. Certainly. 3, any agreement made between us, especially as it considers the removal of videos on both ends, will be publicly announced and discussed as an announcement, and will be neutral reporting of events and explain why certain videos will be removed and delisted. The short version of this, the shit that you pulled off Kiwi Farms is irrelevant. Keeping Rachel's bigotry under control, you can cue me in on that in a second, Vita, and I will not be silent in my views, Ask why certain videos will be removed. Lily Orchid. What does she mean by Rachel's bigotry out of
I
curiosity?
think the most I can think of is Sega's like obsession with figuring out like saying instead of saying she, she'll say he, or lately she's been saying it a lot. I remember. But I
Well,
was surprised about this though. This one right here. This seems a lot more reasonable than Pete usually is. Like in when it comes to things like these. What do you think that's about?
well, look at it this way. Whether the court case is a slam dunk or not, nobody wants to go to court. Nobody wants to sit there, and nobody certainly all wants to cow down to a judge. Your Honor, yes sir, no sir. Like it. Picture the worst mod in your life you will ever talk to, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't listen to them, you go to jail. That's what a judge is.
Oh
Nobody.
yeah.
Yeah,
I've
certainly I can't
I've been to
imagine.
court.
Yeah, even the most liberal judge in the world who will bend over backwards for Pete is still going to ask Pete to do things that most people don't want to do. You're going to have to be there for several hours. It's ultimately going to cost at least some kind of money. You're going to certainly lose time on making videos. And Pete does have a strong upload schedule. It's consistent. And going to court's going to fuck with that.
But what
You
I want to know, like, do you think Josh is gonna take this to court? Because I just can't see him doing it. Is
He
he really
keeps
that
saying
determined?
he is, and at this point, if he doesn't, it's going to look horrible.
That's a horrible position to be in.
Well, balls in a wheelbarrow. It's like one of those things. It's like that woman who burnt her lap with the McDonald's cup of coffee. It's only dumb if you lose.
Point taken.
No, now, granted that she lost that money on appeal, but nobody remembers that part. Moving along, this is Josh's response to Lily. Dear Lily Orchid, you do not get to dictate the terms of this conversation. The call will not be happening on this call will be happening on my terms, not yours. The call will be on a private Discord server made by me, not you. Seems nitpicky. I will be moderating the call, not you. The conversation topics will be set by me, not you. If they had a middleman, somebody who could have been impious, it probably would have been better between either of them, but
That's
whatever.
what I was thinking. Like, why didn't they get someone like who they were both friends with?
Or both
Actually,
enemies with.
did, did they even have someone they're both friends with?
That would have been you. That would have been
That
you.
would have been me, but then Josh kind of pissed that away.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of somebody else that would have been Zane. That could have been Patchwork Heart, but then that, yeah, there's a lot of breaks in that, and I'm not going to put that on any one person. Um, Jesus,
Could
it
have
would.
its,
I would have.
outsourced to Medicare.
The way I would have looked at it is I would have turned to Pete and said, "Here's some. Ask for someone that you trust that Josh can get a hold of. That'd been the best you could gone with." And maybe Pete would have or Orchid would have found somebody. This call is a courtesy from me, not you. Well, actually, it's part of the legal process, I believe. It would fall under.
No, because originally what Pete did was Pete put out this one post on Tumblr saying, "Hey, tell you what, let's talk about this," or whatever, and that's why Josh ended up sending this email.
Yeah. Again, I'm assuming most people don't want to go to court. I set the rules, not you. You will have no control over this. Not a very good diplomat here. If this is unacceptable to you, then we have nothing to discuss. I didn't say this in the document. I sent you that consent was required under law. I was simply extending you a courtesy that was extended to me. Please do not give me unnecessary or irrelevant information. I'm going to teach you a little trick here. Under discovery, one of the ways to kind of get sabotage your opposition is to give them more crap than they need, so they have trouble finding what they want. If you withhold shit, that's illegal, but if you give them more crap, where they have to go sifting, and then there's a chance they don't find it, that's kind of the workaround, I think.
It's like a legal labyrinth.
Yeah, I love all the loopholes in law. Moving along, I expected you to share the document with others, but I want confirmation that you understand if anything is said in that document or in the one I leaked, the same consequences apply. Free reminder, again, all this is on Tumblr, Pete's. If not, it'll be on Kiwi Farms. I am also informing you that everything that is said here is being relayed to both Austin and Rachel, and they will not leak anything either. Considering you were grossly mistaken about the restraining orders not existing in Canada, don't try to intimidate me into backing down by pretending you know how lawsuits function. I would encourage you both not to do that, but anyways, it's not going to work. If you try to intimidate me like this again, the call is off and I will pursue the injunction. The conversation will be closely moderated for respect from both sides. If any of the two accompanying me dead name or misgender you, I will correct them. If anyone disrespects another sex, gender, race, religion, political leanings, you probably should have gone with Thought Bubble Brittany over Sega Sister on this. They will be corrected. Just as Rachel's bigotry will be kept under control, so will yours. I will not allow you to steer the conversation to push your bigotry. Like last time, Rachel will simply be taking notes unless she is addressed directly.
What I don't understand is why do you need someone here taking notes when you're recording the call? I don't get it.
I guess he's assuming that something will go wrong and it'll be easier to kind of cite later on, maybe.
Like what?
I don't know. It's hard to keep up with all that and keep up with all this. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be a lot easier to pick up when we go back and go through this later on. Accidents happen in conversations. If an interruption does happen, I expect you to have a modicum of maturity, and I expect you to control your temper, unlike the last conversation. Now, you said in the last conversation, again, you didn't see all of it, but you said that Pete was mostly quiet?
In that bit that I heard, it was just Patch and Josh talking. Yes.
Okay. Now, again, those videos are both up in their entirety still. Guys, feel free to
Yeah,
go.
don't quote me on that.
Yeah, no. I understand what it's like to look at a glance of a 2-hour video and not see the whole story. So again, maybe not take our word on that specific part. Due to my present fragile state of mind, I will not be speaking for the majority of the conversation. I want to make sure that my position is adequately presented, so Austin will legally be representing me, and if that is unacceptable to you, then we will have nothing to discuss.
For a man with a fragile state of mind, he's really good at writing these serious letters.
Well, there's plenty of... how many editors does he have? And there's also the other idea that stating that you're going to be going to court. Now, you could take the fifth... You could take the fifth in criminal courts, as I don't believe that there is any such law for civil, and well, then again, Canada, all that goes out the window. I have no idea over there. But he should kind of prepare and be ready to be able to take the stand, since that's the inevitable end goal should all this go sideways. You were saying, Vita?
You said he has all these editors. You tell me you think his editors are editing his legal documents?
Hey, give a once over. Hey, see if I screwed up and said anything stupid in here.
Okay, yeah, I could buy that. Or just a close friend.
Well, if that were the case, this wouldn't be privileged anymore. Well, it's not privileged because it got leaked on Tumblr anyway, so... Any agreement, regardless what we tell our audiences regarding the removal of the videos, will be discussed in the call itself, not here in the email. Regards, Joshua Berner. All right, then. Take a brief glance at the chat. We'll throw it out. DCP, never change. We've known him since the first Rift. Here we go. There's two of these back to back, from Pete to Orchid. Well, actually, the email still says Pete, so I'm going to forgive myself on that, to Joshua Berner. This conversation is no, that's the above one, I think. Oh no, well, yeah, I'll
start with the top, and then Pete immediately follows up with a second email.
Okay, yeah, but is that first one from before, or
the top one is before the bottom one? Yeah.
No, I'm saying, but is the top one? Did I read that off already in one of the previous ones here?
No, you have not.
Okay, yeah, sure. Just because I remember this conversation is a courtesy call from me, not you, because I am the one who wants something. I am the one you want something from, and this is the only chance you have to get it. Believe otherwise and play the tough guy if it makes you feel better. If you want the illusion of control by setting up the server yourself, you're more than welcome to it. Speaking to Austin over you is more than acceptable. It's preferred. It's a yes or no on the conversation. Pick one. Skip the bravado. Lily. Sounds fair enough. Again, I'm not mentally keeping up with everything said here. If it sounds fair, I'm just going to say it sounds fair. This is how I get myself in trouble when I. That's how I got myself in trouble in the Medicare thing when I glanced at Doodle's video and said, "Yeah, that sounds about right." After like a minute and clicking off the video, Lily, Pete, to Josh again. Actually, forget my last email. There was never intended to be a full-on conversation. This was going to be at most 10 minutes of negotiation for a simple concept. Well, I'm assuming if you made progress, it would go past 10 minutes. But anyways, and we can in fact do this over email. Here's everything I was planning to discuss. What you want is from me to stop talking about you. I said in the Tumblr post making this offer that you could easily get that. And all you would have to do is the very thing I told you to do in the last conversation we had. I'm reading a lot. Do you even remember that anymore?
I do not.
See, yeah.
This is what legal shit does to you. Like,
yeah.
It all just starts blending together.
My God, just imagine reading this off to yourself and trying to keep up here. There's
a reason I never went and became a lawyer.
No, I absolutely understand. Well, the trick would be as long as you can just make sure the other side's more confused than you are. So here goes. You will delist the Brony D&D episodes 50 to 65, put their links in the description of their in their respective summary videos, and resolve to actually listen next time everyone, friends and enemies alike, is screaming at you from every end to not do something. Everyone, isn't that a bit much? There were a lot of people.
Yeah, I guess it's an over-exaggeration.
Yeah, it is.
To get the point across.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I would have just said playlist. Just put it on a play. Yeah, like Sheldon did with his PFC videos. I'm gonna private all the videos. Here's the playlist. Watch it if you want to. In return, I will cease talking about you in relation to Toon Critic. And actually, aren't those on Wolf's channel?
They are.
So what the hell is he goddamn debating here with Josh?
I don't actually fucking know. Maybe because Josh was the DM, so Josh has a lot of say over what happens to the series.
I got that too, but from what I heard is that Josh originally gave the okay, but since he wasn't his channel, he didn't have the authority to do that.
Wait. No, I remember what it was now. Okay, so Josh went into the call with Patchwork and Pete, and he openly said, if I remember right, without being prompted, that he decided to take the videos down, or rather to not upload the rest of the videos with Toon in them. And the reason he didn't actually do that was because all of his other friends got pissed at him for making that decision. So apparently he's got some level of decision-making power there.
Yeah, some. Again, these aren't entirely all Josh's call to make or break on these whole matters, and quite frankly, you'd have to go through and talk to each one of these other people, whoever they may or may not be. I'm not going to speculate on who it was or wasn't. I haven't asked. No one's told me. They're the last people to tell me, and if you're smart, you probably shouldn't. I will remove the Tumblr posts that primarily feature you over the last 6 months. That's probably in the top 3 times Pete's had to scrub his Tumblr. Top 5? Top 10?
I lost track.
Yeah.
Then again, I haven't been keeping track.
Yeah, I haven't been keeping track either. I just figured I'd throw a little gag in there. I will remove the following videos from YouTube. Oh, don't worry, I have most of these back. I never bothered with the Patchwork Heart one. Call between Josh Scorcher and Patchwork Heart. Glass of Water Guard Break. That I have backed up. Call between Patch, Pete, and Josh. Josh tries to silence criticism with legal threats is mocked. I think I have that one as well. Essentially, I will do exactly what you wanted in your cease and desist and more. You would never get through any lawsuits or restraining orders, and all you have to do is one thing you were asked to do in the first place, something that would take you 10 minutes to do so. Does that sound fair? Let me know. Potentially more or less. Let's see. Page 6 or 5, whatever. Hard to keep up here. Well, it'll be 6 in the doc because I skipped a number because I'm an idiot. Dear Lily Orchid. Lillian. Bit more shrill. I do not accept these terms. You need to understand that you do not get to dictate what people can and cannot see. I really cannot wait for both of these people when they are told and dictated from a judge what they can and cannot do, and see who acts like a dumbass first.
I like how there's a power struggle before they go to a judge who has all the power.
Yeah, well, this is your last chance to do that, guys. Anyways, for the record, I am the one who gets to decide if it goes up. Actually, shouldn't he? Oh, I am not the one.
No,
there it is.
I'm
Yeah.
not,
Yeah, I'm not the one who gets to decide if it goes up. Technically, that's Dr. Wolf, as the videos are uploaded on his channel. That's true. I stated that before. This should be a discussion that Pete has with Wolf. I could very well threaten to stop DMing like I've seen you suggest. But the choice to upload the videos technically falls on him in both cases. Making the demands from me is completely pointless. I probably would have pressed on that if I were Pete. I don't know if Pete goes on to do that, but I would have said, well, fine. I will take that as a substitute. If you do follow through with not DMing, I would find that amicable. The goal of the cease and desist is not to silence criticism. The goal is to stop the constant harassment, and harassment that comes in the forms of sending your fans to flag videos not against you that are against YouTube's terms of service. That was one video so far, correct?
That was, yeah, just the brony. Wait, I think they released two, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I only know about the one that got ripped down. Conjecturing about me trying to cover up the Toon Critic pedophilia. Thoughts? Anything real quick?
I don't believe Josh wanted that call with him and like where Toon Critic admitted to the pedophilia shit. I don't think he wanted that leaked, right?
Yeah, it certainly needed to be edited, and I think that's something that you've even mentioned, because there were a couple things that slipped out because of that.
Yeah, and on top of that, British Ninja did say that they had that info for 2 fucking weeks. So I don't believe he was ever going to come forward and tell everyone about this.
How
In a
long
way,
was it before you got it? After within those 2 weeks?
At that point, it probably would have been maybe a week, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I totally can see why someone was frustrated and dropped you the information. I was under the impression that it happened like a day later, that you just got it, went boom, and I've been like, ooh, that is really...
assumed, but
yeah, that would have been super fucking impatient. But after a week, yeah, I probably would have got frustrated too, assuming if I was even capable of shutting up, which we both know I suck at, using ad hominems, which don't apply to any actual criticism, and constructive or otherwise.
that's not harassment.
Yes, it's... I suppose with enough or more strict enough ones. Again, I'm not a legal expert. Oh, we'll leave that for the court case. Conjecture on Tumblr that I am a potential rapist or a pedophile. I don't believe. Yeah.
As long as you say potential, there's nothing he can do.
That sounds like it is likely what Vita stated there is potentially correct, but don't quote us on that.
Anyone could potentially be a rapist and a pedophile.
I don't know. I would probably not get too used to doing that just for legal reasons. You know what? This will be a learning process. We are learning, Vita. I've done nothing illegal or against any rules. Again, feel free to pipe in, Vita.
Not that I know of, but I haven't been watching them.
Okay, but you have. The actions have broken Canadian law, which is grounds for the injunction. I do know that Pete did break the TOS. As for legal, again, we're learning as we go along here. I have outlined everything I want in the cease and desist letter. To repeat, here is what I want. You will cease talking about me in relation to anything, not just the Toon Critic incident or any previous incidents. I will not demand you remove any Tumblr posts about me, nor any videos about me. You will sign the letter at the end of the cease and desist, and return to me before the end of the grace period, which I believe is 10 days. Was it been like 5 or 6?
I think so at this point.
Yeah.
I'd have to keep a track.
Yeah.
Because I know nothing's going to happen.
Well, we could bet on that. Anyways, moving along. In return, I will not pursue the injunction. These are non-negotiable. Regards, Joshua Burner. You know what? I believe it's more likely that he'll get to court and then want out.
Maybe. Oh my god, that's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah.
If that happens. I don't suppose like there's they'll record that shit in Canada, do they? Because it's not like a minor.
Okay, well, you can call for a closed court without recording. I can't imagine Pete would. I mean, yeah, Pete probably would call for it to be closed. I don't know. Josh would probably make concessions. Those are usually for like issues where like people were testifying or in danger of their well-being and health. Again, I'm really speculating. Don't take my advice or words, but I guess we'll learn when that comes through, and we'll have that in the next video.
I really hope it does. They do fucking record it, because I want to see the moment where they start choking up on the stand. and then just put that up and say, "See, this is why you don't go to court over petty pony drama."
Well, if you're smart, the person having a moment will just say, "Hey, can I have a moment?" They usually, yeah, the judges usually aren't dicks about that if someone's getting choked up. To Joshua Berner, this is Pete's again. If you don't accept these terms, you have no recourse left but to cry in a corner. Again, I'm sure that'll happen to one of them. That's what we're watching for. So go cry about the abuse and bigotry that only exist in your berserk mind. Isn't berserk mind? Just look at that thumbnail. Follow your suspicion. You mean superfluous, right?
I believe
Superstitious?
so.
Yeah, anyways. Lawsuit, embrace yourself in public. Again, I'm the last person to criticize grammar. Public, even further than you already have. Learn the realities of the legal system. And the Streisand effect. And hopefully, grow the fuck up. We are really in the wrong fandom for that, guys. You demand that I cease talking about you in relation to anything is not legally enforceable. And you will learn that the hard way. Well, we're going to learn it the easy way, guys. Good riddance.
I got my popcorn.
Damn right. I think that's all of this one. I do have another one here. Pete, after the court thing where he's kind of like responding to these. These are all from Tumblr. Miss Mystery asked, "You have no idea how much I wanted to just riff everything that he said. Palpatine voice. Do it." And here's Pete responding to the conversation. "I apologize for sending the cease and desist through your wife. At the time, I don't know of your business email." And Pete's response here is, "The email is in the description of every video for the last month." Again, everyone is free to check Pete's videos, and I guess that'll give Pete lots of views, so he'll be thrilled. It's very easy to find. It's not hidden. No remark about sending it through an ask, though. One more response here. This is Josh first. "It can be forced to endure a call with my abuser, then you can as well." Pete's response: "Just gave me this kind of ultimatum, but immediately beforehand opted for me to not have to endure a call with my abuser by instead giving me the option to choose the laughable, deranged stalker instead." Who?
She's talking about Sega's sister.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I didn't want to rule me out. Anyways.
I mean, were you getting invited to that call?
No.
Something you want to say?
No. I don't know. I heard deranged stalker. I feel like I've been called that at least once. Can I roll that
You know,
now?
things are fucking bad when you hear deranged stalker and you're like, "Who, me?"
Yeah. Well, surely would you rule out that you've ever been called that by Pete?
Maybe.
Yeah. See, I'm just saying. I just want to be self-aware. Maybe Josh didn't read the original post, and I got it secondhand and thought it was calling both Sega and Brittany both my abusers, when in reality it was only the latter. No, Brittany is not your abuser. Well, tell you what, do you believe that Brittany abused Pete?
Ready, abuse Pete? I don't know what to fucking think about that, honestly. It just seems like dumb teenage shit to me when I read through it.
Well, people who are usually abusive, like Toon, usually have a consistent line or a pattern of behavior. Have you seen anything like that or heard anything about that out of Brittany?
I haven't seen many people come forward and call Brittany an abuser, so I don't have a lot to compare that to.
Yeah. All right. I didn't point this out because I didn't want him to realize his mistake. One inbred Texas hick at a time is my rule. Okay. No response there. The only difference between the terms of this conversation and the previous one is that I'm extending you the courtesy that you did not extend to me. This is Josh to Pete, and here is Pete's response. Translation: there is no difference. He is trying to wank his ego. These are my terms, and I will not budge. There's a goofy little, I think,
I think that's Loki.
Yeah, Loki. It's an Avengers thing. So there's 4 more of these left for anybody who's along here. Josh to Pete again. You did not dictate the terms of this conversation. Pete's glib response: I just did. Josh, the call will happen on my terms, not yours. Pete's response: the call is happening. The call happening at all was on my terms. Can't argue that too much, as I am the only one extending the offer in the first place. Josh, the call will be on a private server made by me, not you. I will be moderating the call, not you. Josh made this remark in response to me saying Sega being unable to keep her rage in check would result in her being muted. It says a lot. Um, Sega's very unreasonable that you're willing to talk with her over Brittany. My God.
She is kind of obnoxious.
Yeah. On my love voice! Anyways, but what Josh has failed to realize was that local mute was a thing. I was going to have both his cronies muted the entire time, whether he liked it or not. As long as the recording picked up well or didn't pick up. That's, I don't know how recording works on Discord and OBS with the mute option.
It's basically the same thing.
So if you're muted, it won't pick up in the recording. Got it.
Bingo.
Yeah, that could be either good or bad. Josh, again, the conversation topic will be set by me, not you. Either Josh, and this is Pete to Josh, either Josh really did want to just grill me on every single delusional thing that he read on Kiwi Farms. That's probably coming in court.
Maybe.
Yes, you better be ready to object if you don't have legal counsel, Pete, and you better have legal grounds to object. Yeah, see if you can squeeze in a mock trial class real quick if you can't afford a lawyer or watch some.
How do you think this is going to go down? Is Josh just going to present the things that got posted on Kiwi Farms, or is there going to be some kind of court order to get the fucking check it out from what's it called, FemFiction?
I'm assuming if discovery happens, I'm assuming that's going to happen, and if Pete hasn't deleted everything by there and then starts to do it, that'll come up. That'll probably definitely get Pete in trouble under discovery if he starts trying to hide and delete shit at that point in time. These last like 4 or 5 days, if this doesn't count, you really better have gotten the lid out and hit everything you possibly could have. Assuming, again, not a legal expert, I'm not advising you do that. And if I do, I retract that immediately. I guarantee it's probably already archived somewhere. Kiwi Farms. That's all, if not Josh. I know I've backed up more than enough videos. I heard, grandmother of, one of Pete's videos just recently went down. The one that discussed Grimdark.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, that was supposedly, from what I heard, it mentioned, the controversial fan fiction. I keep
Stockholm?
Yeah, Stockholm went down just super recently. Again, it's already archived. The timing of that is highly dubious, and it will probably be brought up in the court case, right or wrong, relevant or not. It will definitely be mentioned. If Josh does have a lawyer and Pete doesn't, it would behoove Josh just to shut up and listen to his lawyer, and he'll win. If Pete has a lawyer and... yeah, at that point, that'll be interesting. But like I said, I can't see Pete beating a certified lawyer with all the little flubs and stuff. Would you not agree?
I mean, is Pete self-representing here then?
Until I hear otherwise, I'm going to assume.
I feel like
that would be a really bad idea.
Smart enough to get a lawyer.
Yeah.
Like, that's always something you do. Get a lawyer. You're an idiot. That's just something you should know when you get.
Yeah, even if you're a certified lawyer, you're not supposed to represent yourself, anyways. He is going through the list and screaming, "New, I'm in charge. Respect my authority." That's really been both of you guys. Let's get to page 3. We only have 3 left. Here is, I believe. Additionally, conversation topics will be inevitably set by me as. Anything not relevant to the reason for the discussion can be hand-waved with, "This is irrelevant." You're changing the subject. Josh is not good at actually controlling conversations. I am very good at it. You've talked to both of them. What do you think?
I've never been in a call with Pete. I've been in a call with Josh, and whenever I would start talking, he would immediately just let me walk over him.
Okay.
So you don't need to be very good at controlling conversations to walk over Josh.
Certainly. Okay, Josh again. The call is a courtesy from me, not you. Set the rules. I set the rules, not you. Pete just confirms the earlier theories. Josh is not desperate to see. Josh is so desperate to seem in charge that he's just stamping his feet like a brat. He thinks it's a courtesy from him because he thinks he's actually has a case and is trying to act like I haven't called his bluff. Wise or not, that seems about accurate. Again, really get that lawyer. Yeah, Josh, considering you were grossly mistaken about the restraining orders not existing in Canada, don't try to intimidate me into backing down by pretending you know the laws. How lawsuits function. Pete. So Josh clearly got these second hands from someone telling him I said restraining orders don't exist in Canada. Do you know anything about that at all?
I know literally nothing about
Yeah,
Canada.
again, I'm not purposely denying or forgetting. There's a lot of information here, people. I encourage you, again, comment down below, especially when the video's up, when the comments aren't flying by 100 miles an hour or however fast it's going. When any idiot with literal skills, then again Republicans raised by other Republicans, ho ho ho, will notice I mentioned the words peace bond about 100 times. Are the Canadian equivalent of restraining orders. I didn't know that. I learned something. Much like how Charter of Rights and Freedoms in Canada are equivalent of the Constitution. Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Okay, good to know. I keep learning here. I will not allow you to steer the conversation to push your bigotry like last time. That is Josh to Pete. Here is Pete responding. In the last call, me, Patch, speculated that Josh's hardline conservatism beliefs formed the foundations for his lack of apathy towards others and his unrepentant greed. If I were going to make that argument, I'd based off the fact that someone's trying to protect their success and the conservatism isn't necessarily, whatever.
It's probably a bad approach for one as well, because it seems more like peer pressure that got Josh to keep the video up, because all his friends were like, we don't want it to go down.
Yeah, that there is one of those things where basically Josh said to his friends, I can't go on your show because my friends will say you won. So yeah, you're probably right.
He's a pussy bitch and a half, holy hell.
The thoughts and opinions of Vita don't necessarily reflect me, but they don't also not reflect me in this situation. Of apathy towards others and is unrepentant greed. Sorry, I read that part. The basic observations that anybody familiar with the conservative beliefs is now bigotry, apparently?
I don't know what half of these uses of the word bigotry mean in their conversation.
Yeah, I think Pete's killing that, literally numbing any fucking pretense of that word. Josh, maybe you should go back to your safe space, the womb. Pete, I really suggest you don't try and pull this in the courtroom, unless you have a super liberal judge, which, again, Canada, it's possible. Josh, again, due to my present fragile state of mind, oh boy, I can't wait to read what comes next. Pete's response, always a good thing to hear from a 20-something white guy with basic firearm training.
In Texas, no less.
I'm going to get myself in trouble, but as someone who has a dad from Texas, my dad would be laughing his ass off at Josh right now. And a former military man, no doubt. Especially when he heard, wait, this guy's a Marine? Well, that's par for the course. Josh's response here, I will not be speaking for the majority of the conversations. Oh, shout out to Irish Sean and Solar Flare on that note. Pete's response here, this was the best news in the whole diatribe. Let me read off Josh's response here. I will not be speaking for the majority of the conversation. Funny. Austin from Legally will be representing me. If this is unacceptable to you, okay, we're going to page 4.
Wait, Austin from Legal?
I believe Austin, he means creepy.
I know, but from Legal is...
He wants to give him power of attorney, I'm assuming?
I'm not going to be... I told him I wouldn't leak anything, but I think I'm at liberty to say he said he didn't have anything to do with this and just said to do whatever he felt like he needed to keep himself safe.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Now it says injunction here, Pete's response. Except they haven't. The very laws that you cited were debunked beforehand. You can't just ignore a debunk. Well, he just did. Josh, cease talking about me in relations to anything, not just Toon Critic incident. Pete's response, this is not a legally enforceable under Section 2 of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. I encourage everyone to look up Section 2 of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Josh's response, in return I will not pursue the injunction. Pete's response, Josh's peace bond will not force me to stop talking about him, so he quite literally has no leverage in this entire discussion. Well, the leverage is to keep you out of court. That's why you're here. But acted like he didn't anyways. But hey, Josh, if you wanted to waste money on a peace bond that will sit in a drawer collecting dust, he's more than welcome to. It's worth pointing out that I offered to stop talking about him in relation to the Toon Critic incident and all previous incidences. The fact that this was not good enough indicates that he has no intention of thinking about his own behavior and will gleefully make these mistakes again. Okay, we're in the home stretch, people.
Oh, thank fuck.
Oh yeah, no shit. I had to read this crap off. Anonymous, if there is a God out there somewhere, special thanks for the person capitalizing God. I hope that they'll do their darndest to make sure guys like Josh won't breed. I don't know why I didn't see that coming. Probably because I'm brain dead. This entire debacle has been exhausting. Indeed. Even from an observational standpoint, yes, it has been. We're just getting started. The rest of the analysis community doing fuck all is frustrating. Fuck you. I'd like to say that on behalf of Vita and myself. Heck, the only other person I'd expect to be shaming the community at large, Anthony C., has been rather quiet. Anthony C. has fuck all to do with this. Would you not agree?
Was there some previous drama that involved him and Pete that I'm unaware of?
Yeah, at most, he had something to do with the KP drama, and Pete said he was happy with how Anthony C. did, and I said I wasn't, but that has nothing to do with this. Absolutely fucking nothing. Anthony C. is a busy man. He's on an entirely different time schedule. I've probably talked to him outside of podcasts like 2 or 3 times in my life. He's just never around. This isn't his ball game. Moving along, he's been rather quiet, unless you count that one video he did about a month ago. Back of him just standing disapprovingly at the camera, I guess. Okay. Well, I don't think Pete even addresses that. Good on you. If Josh is still on that saving the first kiss for marriage thing, he definitely will not breed.
Is that actually something Josh wants to do?
I'm not going to ask him. He'd probably block me for being that damn ignorant.
Oh, that is awkward.
I'd like to believe that one of those times when Toon went in for a hug, he stole that first kiss.
Oh, dear God. You got any bleach?
Oh, it's a beautiful thing. So let's look at those beautiful comments. Okay, let's see. Minhart, how dare you talk about me in the videos and defame my Pony OC's good Christian name, Ree. Well, Minhart, I'm assuming you're making fun of Josh. Anthony and Vita. Oh, there's Pristine. Oh, that's Vita in there. Yes, that is Vita in there indeed. Bombastic Blake. Hi, Blake. How you doing? Scrolling through, seeing any... Oh, there's Leo. I wanted to get him in here, but he said he just mostly wanted to listen. I'm sure different people could have taken this to court over fandom things before. Any knowledge on that?
In what regard?
Any case. Anything in regards to the fandom?
Any case, I have never seen it brought to court. People like to throw around legal claims and whatnot, but it never goes to court.
Yeah, to
Never.
the best of our knowledge, and we would probably know, Horse News is free to pipe in, or anybody else. Hi, Sheldon, by the way. You're free to do it, too. I can't think of anyone or any situation, so this will be the first. Not bad for a dying fandom, though, right? Sheldon, I'm calling the cyber police. Could that be corpulent? Anyways, Shelly D responds to Josh's public utterances. Okay, I don't have anything there. DCP, make a movie from good chance to win best comedy. Can we get Rob Schneider to be either one of them? Who would you book them as?
Rob Schneider. Probably Josh.
Okay.
I feel like. No reason. It just seems.
Can we make Pete be Andy Dick?
Who?
Never mind. I'm trying to think of someone equally as obnoxious as Rob Schneider, and I'll probably fail.
I happen to like Rob Schneider, thank you very much.
Don't hate him top to bottom. I don't know, I think Adam Sandler would make a good Josh Scorcher.
Oh my God. You know, he could actually pull off the look.
What? I already forgot his damn name. God, I am so brain shot right now. Fuck.
All I'm thinking of now is what is it, Happy Gilmore?
Happy Gilmore, you're gonna die, clown!
You're gonna die, Pete!
Looks like the price is wrong, bitch. Anyways, honestly, I don't trust Lily Pete. Okay, thank you. Scrolling up, here's Mint Heart again. Why don't you settle things the old way anymore? A good old gun duel. I can't recommend that under the terms of service, no matter what I might think, Mint Heart. Bombastic Blake. Stream keeps getting cut out for me. Sorry. I'll scroll down here to the bottom. Oh, good old Adam Sandler as Pete almost had me choking on my water. I don't know. I don't think that freaking that's the right range for that. Who's a good angry comedian? Carlos Mencia's Pete?
What is that old fuck? Louis Black, I think?
Yeah! Oh god!
Louis Black's good shit.
You know what? If we made it animated, Louis Black is Pete.
You know, he kind of has a Jim Sterling vibe to him at some points. I could see that.
Oh god, that's beautiful. I want to see this. We need a GoFundMe so that we can make an animated reimagining of the Josh Lily Orchid what do you call it, court case. God, I'm fried. I'm expected to do another call with freaking that one furry soon. That's going to be a...
You're not live streaming that one, are you?
I don't know. I could try and do you want to come along for that one real quick?
Maybe you could have to fill me in on the way there.
Okay. Yo, you open? So yeah, for those of you guys who have seen my videos, and I'm assuming if you're here, you probably have. Shi Okami was that one furry that I winded up defending for Spoctor theory. We've been talking back and forth. A lot of information has changed, and I can only undoubtedly get myself in trouble now, since apparently a lot of people are thinking that Spoctor theory is now the new risen Jesus, and I'm skeptical. So Spoctor, yeah. Do you know anything about
the thing? Okay, Spoctor was accused of being a pedophile. They didn't provide any concrete proof, but he admitted to it.
Yes.
But now there's a chance that it might actually not be the case, and he just crumbled under peer pressure.
Now, here's the whole thing. As someone who's been accused and faced his charges, and feel free to pipe in on that in any way, shape, or form, it's pretty easy to say no or address certain things and take your time. Pete does it all the time. Yeah, it's not that hard. Hey, here, I'll give a really hard... I will hardball Vita right now. Vita, have you threatened to dox Lightning Bliss? Take your time.
Not to my knowledge, no.
No. What would be any misunderstanding about that?
There was the time when she sent me a DMCA on Twitter, which I'm sure you know about.
Yes.
And I responded by when I saw her like real name, address, and all that shit. I'm like, what all dirt can I dig up with this? So I responded, let's see what all I can dig up with this info. Clearly, I'm not going to be able to dig up the address with that info. I already have the fucking address.
Well.
But they still assumed I'm going to dox them. Because apparently everyone assumes I'm a master doxer. Everyone is Donut.
Well, if you had a legal counsel, they probably would have advised on your wording. So I'll leave it at that. Special thanks to ML Boss, watching in school for $2 or $1.99. If I would have got around like 10, I'd have probably offered to throw you 4. Let's see. Anything else, guys? Since Pete is a Marxist, he or she might rip off through slime of the libertarian socialist rants. I don't know what you're going on about. I know about the Marxist thing, but the rest.
I'll be honest, I don't even know what a fucking Marxist is.
The communism. Karl Marx, the forefather of communism.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot more. Why not just say communist?
She's pro-Antifa.
Okay, I get you.
I believe. Well, there's a Bash the Fashion. At least there was in 2 different videos. It's still in one right now. Solar Fenner. Hi, David. From what it looked like, restraining orders in Canada mainly applies to family members. So yeah, peace bond would be applicable in this situation. That's an interesting question. I know the C&D would have been okay, and we're probably looking at it from an American standpoint. I don't know if C&Ds would be the same in Canada.
You want to do a little bit of a headcanon game here.
Go ahead.
Let's think for a moment. Let's assume that Josh goes through and he gets a peace bond against Pete. Pete can still talk about Josh, but can't send any of the followers over to fuck with his videos or whatever.
Yes.
Do you think Josh will be okay with that and move on, or do you think he's gonna focus on the Pete drama still and try to find some other way to fuck up Pete's day?
I'm assuming. Are we talking about this during the court case?
Let's assume it's wrapped up and there's a peace bond now.
Okay, because I was about to say if it's during the court case, I'm assuming that Josh would have the good common sense to listen to his lawyer. I could be giving him too much credit, but that just seems like Josh strikes me as the kind of person who would listen to someone in that position of authority where he doesn't have any knowledge. But afterwards, I don't know. This is brand new territory. I'm assuming this will be Josh's first court case.
Hopefully. Half tempted to go Googling now.
Okay, by all means, take your time.
Oh, fuck, you want me to do it? Sure.
Yeah, why not?
Josh Scorcher. Let's see
Try not to give off any personal information.
I don't have his personal information, so that should be fine.
Okay.
Becomes a lot more difficult once his name is actually like an online persona.
Yeah.
I actually have no clue how to dig this up.
Oh, by the way, did the that how did should I even bring that up now? Oh, screw it, I will. Did what's Musica's impersonation of Josh right now currently? Did he swing back the other way or what?
Musica? What?
Chad?
Oh, Chad?
Yeah.
Consensus on Chad is that Josh is, and I quote, a spineless cuck.
Still?
Can't really disagree.
Okay.
It's just that the majority of Kiwi Farms disagrees, and I was on there earlier today, and I got downloaded to fuck when I commented on something that was even slightly condemning of Josh. I think they're just really riled up against Pete because they fucking hate Pete.
Let's see, Shelly D, you aren't defaming people on the internet right now, Anthony. You wouldn't do that. Ho ho ho.
Oh.
Well, right this moment, am I, Vita? Right this exact moment.
In this exact moment, there's like a 20 to 30 second delay, so...
You know what I mean. Yeah, okay, there you go.
He might be on some of your other videos, I don't
know. Indeed. Let's see, when's the next How Not to Brony? I don't know, I'd like to keep a Friday release schedule. I will probably have a good word with our good friend Commando Solo. Speaking of which, since we've brought that fine gentleman up here, you said that you looked into that a little bit on his questionable Hollywood hijinks, right?
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna give like any screenshots or anything for now because I'm
Vita?
saving it for our video. Can you hear it? Can you hear me?
Copy.
You hear me?
Did we lose you?
Can you hear me? I think my internet's working.
Oh yeah, no, I can hear you. My thing must have bumped it.
Okay.
You were talking about Commando Solo. He mentioned his extensive Hollywood connections. You said you didn't find anything on him on Internet Movie Database?
Jace looked up his name both his Jack Nolan name and Jack Nolan with his last name, whatever, Wadsworth, whatever the fucking British sounding name it was.
Uh-huh.
And every video he listed that he was in, no results.
Does he even have an IMDb?
I don't know. I don't think so, but it should still credit him nonetheless, even if he doesn't have a page.
Yeah, I got that too. I was just like waiting to hear that. So yeah, we're still waiting to get some proof on that Commando Solo. I actually was expecting when I left the bitchy comment that I did. I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe he isn't talking about. Oh no, you clarified. All right, Jack. So thank you for How Not to Brony this week. God bless.
This is the first time I've been called alt-right, I think. That's
from what,
surprising.
Jack?
From anyone.
Well, who said it, though?
Jack compared us to alt-right, I think, at one point.
No. You're not pro-gun, right?
No, I'm not.
No. There's plenty wrong with that. You're not happy with Donald Trump in the office, correct?
No, I'm actually pretty goddamn left-wing, despite how I act.
Yeah.
People just assume I act a certain way, so therefore, my political beliefs must be a certain way.
Yeah.
And that just isn't the case.
Yeah, despite my shitty Twitter behavior in the primary recently and the one before the last election, I voted Democrat. I'd like to think that I stopped doing that, but in the meantime, I mean, you are what you do, right?
I guess so.
Yeah. No state. That's wonderful, Sheldon. Oh, geez. Don't you argue with your elders there, Mint Heart. You will listen to Sheldon about his ethno state.
We had an unironic conversation about the white ethno state in my server. I don't know how it happened.
You should get Rocky for that.
But Rocky's a fucking dumbass. I've also heard And this is just what I've heard, that he is a goddamn incubus.
Well, these are strong allegations, and I wouldn't want to be known for, what was the term that Sheldon used? Defamation? I wouldn't want to defame Rocky.
Is it defaming to compliment someone with something that isn't true?
I'm sure there's a way if you really work at it. Oh, Jesus. I think, well, tell you what, I will throw in Shi Okami right now. See if they join. Maybe we could knock this out. We could make this a terrible two for people.
Oh, we sticking on the live stream then for the time being?
I don't know. If she can't do it, I guess we'll kill it. I'll give it a shot, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me know if you can do it. If not, we'll make...
As you were typing...
Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah. So anyways, we were doing a podcast that was unrelated, but since you're around, I figured we'd offer to do this at the tail end of the stream. This is Shi Okami, people. I covered her in, what was it, 75? 76? I don't even remember the numbers anymore. They'll kind of blur together.
Okay. Well, hi. You surprised me.
No, you're fine. It's cool. Things have certainly turned around in your favor.
Apparently so.
Apparently so. Shout out to Empty Brook. Ponder Sprocket, whatever you want to go by. So I covered this back on public service announcement about a week ago. I will admit, all the American Dad jokes in there, I was being a dick. I sort of saw some of those tweets and I had people poking me and I was like, look, it's possible that maybe you had a poor showing on Twitter. I do it all the time. Vito will tell you.
Yeah, I thought the American Dad jokes were really funny, actually.
No, that's a really screwed up episode. But yeah, they were funny. You chose to stick by your friend who is apparently not guilty at this current point in time, correct?
Correct.
To the best of our knowledge.
To the best of our knowledge.
Yes. I went with my previous experience, which I still stand by in most circumstances, that after you hear a confession, you have to take that at face value. Would you not agree, Vita?
Usually, yeah, that's like one of the most condemning pieces of evidence you can get. Them going, yeah, I tried to diddle a kid.
Yeah, we've had that happen with Y2K Toon Critic. We've had that happen with Performance Major, and we've had that happen with Dusky Novel. Wow, I actually remembered all three names. Woot! And just so happens in this circumstance that there's no evidence of him sending nudes of Spoctor Theory sending nudes to anyone, right?
At this point, if you're talking like nudes of him in person, no. But I know, like art, like there's that whole art thing. He has just some rated R art. I don't know if he sent it to anyone else. I know he sent some to me, but I'm 20 years old, so
okay, yeah. But what we would have been looking for is if it would have been of his person, that would have been distribution of child pornography. The counterpoint I would have made to Ponder, had he distributed personal nudes of himself, where her point in her video was there are rules in place to help protect children. That's usually to protect children from adults, but since that isn't the case, I can't make that counterpoint, and I'm dead in the water. So here it is. I have to apologize to Shi Okami. It sucks to be me.
You don't have to.
Yes, I do. I'm going to do it in the stream. This will probably do pretty good. The last two streams did about 2,000s. You show a lot more courage than I do because you are able to perform in front of the camera, and that takes a lot more balls than... Vita, you find it's a pain in the ass to do it in camera, right? At least sober.
Oh my god, fuck being on camera, period.
Yeah. Suit or not, that looks like a pain in the ass. I am not envious of your situation. Naturally, if information changes, I won't I won't hold you to it. I'm not going to be shocked if Leo does pop in. Hi, Leo. I'm just apologizing for Shi Okami in regards to the Spoctor Tech situation because, I went off of a confession and things have changed and here we are.
Well, at least you're willing to admit when you're wrong about something, right?
Hey, when you're right, you're right, and when you're wrong, you're wrong. Was there
No,
anything?
when you're right, you're right. When you're wrong, the internet never lets you forget it.
Indeed. So everyone, feel free to head on down and not act like a dick on Chiyokami's channel. I believe I've used up all my goddamn rations on that for a good while. A good long while. Was there anything
Or,
else?
I mean, they still could. I mean, it won't bother me.
Oh, let's see. This is a champ right here. Anyways. But, by the way, love the Pusheen. Freaking...
Oh, yeah, I have a little bit of an addiction.
Certainly. Which, no, I'm not going to go into regular podcast mode. I want Vita to freak out. Was there anything else that you wish to address?
Not off the top of my head, no. I just kind of assumed that you would ask me some questions and I would answer your questions.
I did start to...
podcast.
Yeah, when you started to go on about... you made the remarks, he was like, oh, I'm not going to abandon him, but seeing as how I'd really have to have my head up my ass at this point, I'd have to really reach down there and start to BS. And I'm like, just give it up, Anthony. you lost. Things have conspired against you. There's a nice video on this on Mango Common's channel, Manga Common, where he talks with Just a Robot from the commentary community. I liked their tone, that they seemed a bit less gotcha than Ponder's was. Ponder,
okay.
Feel free to scream at me down below. I should just shut my goddamn mouth. I'm sure she's doing another video in addition to her full-length hour and 50-minute fiasco that she did.
If you don't mind me butting in, I'd like to ask something real quick.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You said you are friends with Spoctor, right?
Yes.
Were you talking to him about everything when all the pedo accusation shit was going down?
He was kind of keeping to himself because he was a little bummed out, but I did send him some messages on Twitter, like, hey, I'm here for you. I got your back. Just don't worry about it. Like, it's all going to be chill.
So you weren't like chatting with him or anything, or getting any kind of idea of his mental state or whatever, were you?
He sent me a couple messages back. He seemed a little depressed. He didn't say like, oh, I'm super bummed out or anything, but you can just tell by the way somebody talks that they're just kind of not feeling it.
Advice to anyone down below: if you find yourself in this situation, again, try and contact and talk with your friends. Hopefully you'll still have some. I did originally state in the video, when I did link back to what's her name, Pentagrin, I said I'd be willing to sit down and have a conversation with Spoctor Theory. I had a discussion with Dusky Novel, and Dusky was a long way from up Schitt's Creek, and I got handed even Sheldon can back this up, a screenshot that looked he basically said what you know is true, and I'm like, I don't know anything. That's up on BitChute. I would have been glad to sit there and have a discussion. I wouldn't have pressured him because I didn't really know what was going on. I would have probably asked a handful of questions based off some of the videos, and if he would have said, nope, that's not true, I categorically deny this, and this, I would have felt really stupid afterwards, but I've been like, well, that's what I was given. Take it however you like, people. I'm waiting for that day to happen, aren't you, Vita?
I'm gonna pretend like I heard everything you just said and say yes.
Oh, was my audio shit now, or what?
No, I've been up all night fucking editing.
I
No.
think his eyes sort of glossed over, and he went into some sort of trance.
Yeah. Don't everybody check out Vita Pony's next video, which hopefully... Is it going to be about me?
No, I'm doing a video about this one fucking pedo I found. Because, I decided to finally fucking take your advice and try to get some of them.
Is this the one that, what's his name, Logical Black is covering? I'm really waiting on that.
I don't know which one Logical Black is covering, so it might be.
Good God, so maybe we're looking at 5 now, people? Terribly sorry, She. This is why we're a little...
Fantastic.
Yeah, we're a little gun
No.
happy right now on this sort of thing, so to speak.
No, it's fine. I enjoy
Well-
listening.
Pedos
Well,
for
I
days.
do know that Vita does need to get his stuff out because I am clearly paying him for this, and he should do his job.
Yeah, Leah's paying me $5 an hour, so I've been working all damn nights. I don't get paid enough.
Good Lord, nice. Yeah, well, less than minimum wage.
That's per month, motherfucker.
How much
And
have you
yet
made
his
so
statement
far?
is still not untrue.
Yeah. Leo, mad respect. You're willing to pay someone like on yeah, that's how many hours you put in so far.
Well, the problem is it's on Patreon, so it's not really by hour.
Oh, okay.
But if he had done something specifically for me, you're darn right I would pay the man.
Well, I do respect the fact that you're basically the anti-Dr. Wolf at this moment.
We are learning.
We are indeed learning, people.
If you're the anti-Dr. Wolf, wouldn't the statement be, we have learned?
We're evolving.
Indeed, we are evolving.
We know all.
Oh,
Indeed.
God.
So, any final
Actually,
thoughts?
if we're going full anti-Dr. Wolf, it had to be like some sort of death metal grunge voice. We know.
So, if we come to the end of our stream, may I hit stop now?